I just have a little headache, but all good, teacher. How was
Oh,
your vacations, teacher?
it
Merry
was
Christmas and
great.
Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy St. Valentine's Day, Day of the Wise Men,
uh,
the everything, all the parties. No, it was great actually. Thank you very much. I spent Christmas actually in in Leon here with my mom and a friend of mine. Actually, he was my English teacher some 30 some years ago,
mhm.
and he joined us for dinner for Christmas dinner, and it was really nice. We hadn't seen him in a while. His name is Jesse Padilla,
Jesse.
Jesse Padilla.
That's
He's a
great, teacher.
very nice guy. And New Year, I spent it in Irapuato. My friend went to Mexico City with his family, and I was here I know I was in Irapuato. It was
Mm,
very good, Mickey. Thank you. How about you?
great, teacher. Good. In Christmas, we were here in my house. My grandparents and one uncle came to the house, and we dinner. And in New Year, we stayed here too in the house, and just my grandparents came. Uh, Actually, we just dinner, but it was good. The importance is that in this case, my grandparents continue with us, and let's be grateful for that, right?
Yeah, of course. Both of your maternal grandparents are alive.
Both, yeah.
Oh, that's very nice.
Hmm.
That's very nice. Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. Well, I have some interesting topics today for discussion. Some of them are trendy topics. One of them is, for example, obviously the COVID 19 pandemic. What's your opinion, Mickey, about the distribution of the vaccine? Do you think has been effective? Do you think has been wide, complete? What's your opinion about the vaccine distribution?
Here in Mexico.
The world, throughout the world.
Mm, well, I think that it's important to analyze both parts because I think that nobody was prepared for that.
Yeah, that's true.
So at that moment could be so difficult to decide what is good and what is not. Uh, I, I I think that there are a lot of controversies and there are a lot of theories uh, around that, but at the end, I think that the purpose was to um, decrease the amount uh, of deaths and disease caused by COVID-19, and I think that probably it works because now COVID-19 is like obviously it is a difficult disease, but not like it was. So I think that in a way, uh, the vaccine help us to improve in that.
Right. See, apparently the disease is not deadly anymore, right? It stopped being
Hmm.
deadly. Now there is a
Yeah.
solution or a way to prevent it, right?
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
that is something good. Very nice. Yeah, that's true. What's your opinion about the emerging variants of viruses? Do you think there can be emerging new variants of the virus, or is difficult for them to emerge again? What do you think?
Mm, well, I think that is not difficult. I remember that I have seen in news that they think that there exist now new variants of the same virus, and in some countries I think so.
Right.
Um, but at the end, I think that it's as you mentioned, now it's not deadly anymore. So
Right.
probably there exist variants, but I think that those variants not gonna cause the problem that was in what was in 2020, 2019, more or less, right?
Yes, that is true.
So no,
Uh,
I don't think that. Obviously, there exist another variants, but I don't think that's gonna make the same impact, in few words.
Right. There is a question that continues emerging and emerging and emerging, and that is if COVID was a naturally created virus, naturally or artificially.
Hmm.
People have different ideas. Some of my brothers, the brothers themselves, have different opinions. One of them believes it was created in a laboratory for purpose, and
Hmm.
others believe that it was a natural accident, an accident of nature, like there are many accidents of nature, right? What's your
Yeah.
opinion, Mickey?
Mm, well, I don't know. Probably my opinion is a little bit uh, controversial because there are a lot of theories about it. But I remember the first time that COVID was in the news, and they say that work was created by how do you say, a bat? I don't know how to say.
Lab,
Yeah. So
a lab, right?
I don't remember exactly what was uh, the first, like, how can I say it, theory, but
Theory.
I
Okay.
remember that was that, how do you say this little animal, the mm,
A bat,
a bat? Yeah, right, bat.
a
Uh-huh.
bat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at that time I think that was so so silly because it was like, oh my god, how it is possible that a bat caused all this problem, but to be honest, there are a lot of theories, there are a lot of people who think in in a way or in another. To be honest, I think that was created. I don't think that
You,
was something that just the nature uh, created. So I think that probably in a lab or for a for a purpose was created this virus.
so it's artificially created. It was a
I
man-made
think so.
product. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think so.
interesting. 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 I believe the same. Actually, I don't extern my opinion. I don't externalize my opinion very much, but I agree with you totally. Totally, Mickey. Um, what do you think about the global efforts and the pandemic control? Do you think it's effective? It's been effective, more or less ineffective, or effective in some places, ineffective in others? What's your opinion about global efforts for pandemic control?
Mm, well, something's true, and we know that in some countries they could control uh, better than others.
Okay.
uh, for example, I think that in same China, right? They knew how to control it, and in some parts, I remember that they were, uh, well, yeah, they were controlling the virus, and in comparations with, I don't know, United States, for example, or Mexico, I think that at least here in Mexico, there was a lot of, how do they say, disinformation. There was a lot of, uh,
Disinformation or misinformation, both of them are valid.
yeah, and I remember that that they told that it is necessary to wear mask, or in occasions that it wasn't necessary, then that it was necessary again, that there are some how to say symptoms,
Symptoms.
symptoms, and then there were others. So to be honest, I think that things have got now it's controlled, but at that time there was a lot of misinformation, and I think that that caused a bigger problem.
You remember what the symptoms were?
Mm, yeah, one of those. I think that uh, headache was one of them, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Mm,
Yes.
well, the
I think fever. Fever was another
fever.
one,
Yeah,
or
fever.
slight fever at least, but needed to have some fever.
Mm-hmm. How do you say running nose? or like the flu in general, right?
Flu in general, yes. Flu, and also what you said, a feeling of burnout. You're burnout, right? A
Mm-hmm.
feeling of burnout, or general tiredness, right? Or
Yeah,
general
yeah.
tiredness also. I think you're right. Yes, those were the feelings. I don't remember if a running nose was a symptom or not. Do you remember?
Probably it was flu.
Yeah, well, the flu. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's part of the flu. Um, exactly. And remember that some like a lack of oxygenation, that you needed oxygen, that you were feeling a
Mm-hmm.
lack of oxygen,
Yeah.
or difficulty to breathe. Remember that some people were saying, "Oh, I'm having difficulty to breathe."
To breathe. Yeah, I remember that.
In a way, yeah, that's true. Well, um, difficulty to breathe. To breathe. Well, yeah, that is true. Well, that was an interesting topic. Um, the other interesting topic, which is truly uh, current, is the climate change, which we have talked about that a few times. Uh, Related to climate change, what about the outcomes of the agreements, international agreements? What's do you are you familiar with the agreements, international agreements on climate change?
Mm, I've heard of some, but I'm not too informed about it, to be honest.
Okay. Um, I don't know if you can look up the COP26 outcomes. I'm also not very familiar with this topic, but it's called COP26 outcomes. Let's see if we can find out something about that. Can we, Mickey, please?
Mm-hmm.
COP26 outcomes. Well, I don't know what that is. COP26.
Okay, I found here information.
Okay, what does it say?
Mm-hmm. Here are the goals of COP26. Um, do you like that I share the
Yes, Mickey,
screen?
please, if you can. Yes, please.
Mhm.
Oh, here. All right. Here they are. Some of the goals. Let's take a look at some of them. Uh,
What were the goals of COP26? The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change (UNFCCC) states that the annual conference of the Paris COP serves two main purposes: to review the implementation of the convention, the Kyoto Protocol, and the Paris Agreement, respectively, and second, to adopt decisions to further develop and implement these three instruments. Um,
okay.
Continue.
Yes, please.
Specific objectives are also set for each COP. Prior to COP26, four goals that needed to be achieved were set out. These were to secure global net zero by mid-century and keep 1.5 degrees within reach by accelerating the phase-out of coal, curtailing deforestation, speeding up the switch to electric vehicles, encouraging investment in renewables. Second, adopt to protect communities and natural habitats. Third, mobilize at least 100 BN. What is that?
Billion,
Billions?
billion, yeah.
100 billion in climate finance per year. Fourth, work together to deliver, finalizing the Paris rulebook and accelerate action to tackle the climate crisis through.
Right. What do you think of these four goals? Can you scroll up a little bit, please? Right. For example, number one says secure global net zero by mid-century and keep 1.5 degrees centigrades within reach. That means that the global temperature of the Earth should not go up but 1.5 degrees. That is really dramatic because the increment of one single degree Celsius can increase the level of the ocean water. I don't know by how much, but maybe 1 meter. And imagine 1 meter in the beaches, say Manzanillo, Mazatlan, Mexicali, I think, or Ensenada, all the coastal cities, it becomes really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about this, Mickey?
Mm, well, I think that it's necessary, but now with the rhythm of life that we are get used to, I think that it's difficult to stop all those activities to try to keep that temperature, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, I think that it's an effort that government and people in general must do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. These are the ways to achieve it. Phase out of coal. Coal, you want to eliminate coal from the generating plants, uh, and instead you want to generate with hydroelectric plants. Even nuclear electric plants are better. And the worst ones, like the one in Salamanca,
Hmm.
that's with coal.
Yeah.
You can ask your dad how much it contaminates. It pollutes dramatically.
Yeah, I remember the last week I went to Querétaro and I passed through Salamanca. And oh my
Hmm.
god, the difference between one with the other, it gives you like another, how can I say, uh, smell, like other,
Yeah,
just in the moment that you pass
yeah,
through Salamanca, and it's insane. I imagine all the contamination, all the pollution that it's making every day.
yeah. It is impressive, impressive. The second one, which is only natural and it needs to be taken immediately, is curtailing deforestation. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's necessary. Obviously, we know that we need those resources, but I think that obviously we use those resources. We need to reinvest in those resources too. I think that is necessary to how to say harvest to
Harvest?
more trees, more
Plants more trees.
plant. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Harvest, no, plant more trees. For example, I remember the like 2 months ago, uh, there were news in Leon that you know that it's they are how can I say it? They're I don't know if building like another. Uh, it's not like a street. It's like how is it called? This street is called Malecón del Río. I'm not
Oh
sure.
yeah, 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 absolutely, yes. And they
And
were chopping off trees.
there were a lot of people criticizing the government because it
Yes.
was like all those trees just gone and what you're gonna plant it again or and at the end I don't know what happened, but I think that just they chopped the trees and that's all. And I think that that's the problem because we just focus on probably in this case in the infrastructure, but we don't care about the impact that we're doing to the climate change.
Yeah. And I would say that that happens at a small scale. But when you give a concession or you give a permit to a company to totally deforest a set of mountains, what they call the Sierra or forests, as they used to do in Chihuahua, in Guanajuato itself, in Chiapas, and La Huasteca, in different places. For example, they criticize a lot the Maya train. but that is a
Hmm.
line. I mean, it's a line, it's not a surface. So they're
Hmm.
gonna chop off, I don't know, 1,000 kilometers, but times 2 or 3 meters. But when you exploit a forest, when you chop off the trees to make furniture, that
So,
is much more. The surface is much, much, much more. And you see the Sierra de Guanajuato, it's Santa Rosa. Have you been there, Mickey?
yes, sure, yeah. In so many occasions.
Okay. They have also created a huge damage there. They have chopped off many, many trees, and no, I haven't heard anyone criticizing that. So the problem is that sometimes it becomes like a political problem, a political issue, and they start pinpointing, no, it's your fault, no, it's your fault, no, it's your fault, it's your fault. But in reality, that affects everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
But well, how how much do you think we should emphasize planting trees as maybe as a social service as much and in as many possible places, in as many places as possible, Mickey? How, what do you think about that strategy? Maybe at school or academic level, what's your idea, or political level? To what extent should we put that burden or responsibility in students instead of people? What's your idea? What do you think?
Mm, could you repeat, teacher? To be honest, there was a lot of a little bit of noise here in my house.
Okay, okay. The idea of planting trees is a fantastic idea, but
Hmm.
who should carry out that? Let's not say burden, that task, that activity. Who should do it?
Mm. Well, I think that there must be like a joint, between
Joint
uh,
effort, no?
the government, the companies, and people in general. I think that it's it's a task that involves in all of us. I think so. Not
Right.
only the
Yeah.
government.
Well, yeah. They should enforce. They should direct. They should coordinate. Okay. Now, all the secretaries of education will instruct the children as part of social service to plant trees as a minimum in their house, in their street, in their colony, in their park.
Yeah.
50 trees in a park per year, per school. Well, that would be amazing. Imagine we have 125 million, 130 million people, 30 or 40% or 50% are students between primary school and university. So if we have 60 million students or 40 million students, um, imagine 40 million new trees every semester, one tree per student. That'd be amazing, right? But we just don't do it. We just don't coordinate it. We just don't see that as an important. Uh, of course, it's easy to speak from here from the desk, right? But at least that is the idea, right?
Yeah, it's true. I think that, for example, yeah, there's people who normally plants or wants to plant different trees. But for example, I remember here in El Cerro de Piloncillo, there was a campaign about to plant trees there in the Piloncillo, and there were probably like mm, most 20 20 trees. But the issue wasn't that. The issue was that people don't irrigate the trees. So at the end, the trees, well, just now are little pieces of wood because the tree was,
Eh,
how to say,
Try.
dried. Yeah. So it's it's a constant activity, I think. So it's not like, yes, you plant it and just leave it
And
like that.
that's it. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
So I
that's
think
true.
that it's important to continue. If we're gonna do that, continue doing that, because if you don't care about the tree that you plant, obviously the tree is gonna try, and that's the same problem.
What you just mentioned, Mickey, is incredibly important. I recently met, well, not met, I met a while ago, but I recently learned that this gentleman uh, waters the gardens of Irapuato. His name is Luis, Juan Luis, or Jose Luis.
Mm-hmm.
Juan Luis or Jose Luis? Well, something Luis. And what he does is that he drives a watering pipe for
Mm-hmm.
the municipality, right,
Okay.
of Irapuato. And these are pipes that have 10,000 liters, um, 10,000 liters capacity.
Mm-hmm.
10,000 liters is the capacity. And they need to water for trips, or for, yeah, for journeys,
Mm-hmm.
for trips per day, per truck, for trips per day, per truck. And they have 10 trucks, sometimes 12 or 13, but normally 10 trucks per day. So, what is the water capacity of all this, Mickey, per day? The water usage, and they do something really good. What is the water usage?
So the capacity
What?
is 10,000 liters, and they do 4 trips per day
Yes,
per
with the
truck.
trucks per truck. So one truck delivers or uses 40,000 liters, right?
Mm-hmm.
40,000 liters
Per
per
10,
truck times 10 exactly. So it is 400
400,000 liters.
liters to irrigate the parks and gardens of Irapuato, which
Every
and
day.
then per day, yes, this is per day.
Wow.
Just the gardens. But they do something very smart. They access the water that comes from the what do you guess? Guess what? The water treatment plants,
Mm-hmm.
which is truly smart because then they are reusing the water,
Yeah.
and that is extremely smart. I didn't know they were doing this, so I believe this is very, very smart. What do you think of this, Mickey?
Yeah. It's a good activity because they are reusing the water. So that way the water has like a process.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah, I didn't know that.
Right. And then I asked him the other day because he's the husband of the lady that comes to the school sometimes to do the cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
and I I rented my house, and I moved to the school. I fixed a room upstairs in the transition, and he was helping to move the furniture and that to move, and so we
Mm-hmm.
became kind of friends. And he started to tell me what he does in the municipality. So he drives this truck
Mm-hmm.
that is a pipe, and he was telling me how the this part of the municipality of the city hall works, and I believe it's very, very nice. And I told him, why don't you plant fruit trees in the parks? What do you think? His answer was,
Because
in the parks.
I don't know, because people could use give a bad use of those, or because they need to be irrigated. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he says. Exactly right. Yeah, nobody takes care of them.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
become dry. They
Mm-hmm.
don't take care of them. N- Nobody cares. I mean, it's a fruit tree that's going to give you fruit to eat one day, maybe not now, maybe in 2 3 years, maybe in 1 year, but people don't
Yeah.
care. So people don't care, and the trees become useless. What do you think of that, Mickey?
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, we don't have the culture to care about those things, and obviously, like everybody, we want to change, but we don't do the change by themselves, so it is difficult.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, some ideas to fix this, because I still believe that if the trees serve two purposes, right? Which two purposes at least do trees serve?
Mm, give oxygen,
Yeah, yeah, provide oxygen. Yeah, of course, that which is incredibly important. Or not only provide oxygen, they transform CO2
CO2,
exactly into oxygen. They
and it's
transform it,
oxygen.
which is so they remove the pollution and also create the oxygen, which is fantastic, right? So that is one purpose. And what would the other purpose be?
Mm, um, well, I think that there are some trees uh, that some insects or animals uh, get um, like their food, right, from those. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, yes. Yeah, that is true. Um, but well, a fruit tree. What is the benefit of a fruit tree, for example?
Well,
They give they give fruit,
give
right?
fruits. Yeah,
Yeah. So you have bananas from a palm tree. You have pears, oranges, apples, pears, um, mangoes,
yeah.
tangerines, and they all come from fruit trees. And so they help a little bit, not too much, but a little bit, feed the population.
Hmm.
And then if you do that for free, well, what type of solution is that, right? Well, let's say for free in quotation marks, because you need to irrigate them, you need to take care of that.
Yeah, that's the issue. I think that people in general don't see the effort. They probably just they see like a tree, but they don't know that a tree must be irrigated, must be uh, protected too, because you know that there are
Protect.
some kids that wants to play and and
Yeah,
they could damage the tree. And I think that that's the biggest issue because something that it's free normally people don't give the same how can I say it, like the
the same
same
care,
value or the same
same
care
value. Yes,
too. Yeah,
yes.
because it's free and they don't need to do something else. Just it's free.
Take care of it. Yeah, that is true. It's unfortunate, but very, very true. All right. Well, that is regarding the what you were saying, right? The outcomes of the COP26 that you mentioned. Thank you, Mickey. Another interesting topic, very, very connected to that, is the renewable energy advancements, right? That's another interesting topic. Let me talk about that a little bit. Is renewable energy advancements. Renewable energy advancements. What do you think about this, Mickey?
Well, I
What
think
is the
that
progress?
the problems.
No, no, no. What's your idea of this? What have you achieved? What is in challenge? What was at stake? What are the risks? What progress have we made?
Yeah. Um well, I think that it's something necessary because I think that we are, how can I say, like um, out of time to try to solve so many things uh, uh, about the climate change. So one one alternative, I think that it's the renewable energy. Unfortunately, I know that not all countries has the capacity to implement those energies, because I think that that's one of the main problems, that it's expensive, and that there are countries that are not completely, how can I say it, advanced to implement those well, the renewable energy in general.
Okay, that's very true. Not wholly advanced to implement the technology, maybe.
Yeah.
Why? Or which countries, for example? And what? Well, first of all, let's define what is renewable energy. What would you consider to be renewable energy? For example, windmills. Do you think windmills? Do you think they are renewable energy?
Hmm.
Windmills?
Yeah.
And the way to Querétaro, Mickey, have you seen some windmills on the right hand side if you're going from Irapuato to Querétaro? Have you seen them or not?
Yeah. Yeah, I have
Are,
seen them.
aren't they amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's part of renewable energy. What other, well, on the other one, solar panels.
Hmm.
What do you think of them?
Yeah, those are amazing. We have one here in the house.
Oh,
When,
really? Wow. Okay.
yeah, for the water.
Oh,
But the
exactly. Yes, yes, yes.
the issue is when the water is not too sunny, or it's not too the water it's so cold. But well, it's one disadvantage in comparison to all the advantage that brings here to the house.
Right. Well, if you have a solar heating water system, as for example solar panels or solar heating systems, for example the one that I have in my house,
Hmm.
uh, do you know how much gas have I bought for the year? I bought one tank for the whole year, one gas tank that cost me, I think, 600 pesos.
Hmm.
But in the year I bought it in February. That is only for the stove only. Because to take a bath, I always the complete year
Hmm.
took a bath with the solar water heating system,
Yeah.
solar heating system, right?
Was the same here actually.
So
Yesterday we bought the gas tank, because normally we use the solar heating system. So you save a lot of money in that.
exactly.
It's
So
an
you don't have
investment,
to.
obviously.
Yeah, that's a fantastic system,
Hmm.
right? Uh, the thing is that they maybe originally, I don't know if it came with the house or your parents bought it, but normally, if it doesn't come with the house, then you need to buy it, and then it can become, well, there are different prices, but it can range, I don't know, between 12,000. How much do they
Yeah.
cost now? 15,000 maybe. What do you think, Mickey? I'm
I
not
I think
familiar
that
with the price.
the solar system that we have here in the house costs 13,000, I think.
13,000, okay.
Yeah.
13. But tell you something, you pay that off in a year. Because, for example, my friend buys gas for the stationary tank,
Hmm.
and she pays like 1,000 pesos per month.
Per month.
Per month.
Well,
So,
you're recovering 1 year.
in a year, you recover the investment. Yeah, exactly.
1,000 per month.
So recover the investment in 1 year. And the life cycle of the equipment is what is 10 years or five to
Yeah, I
10
think so.
years.
I'm not sure. Let me.
Yes, if you can research that, Nikki, please.
Uh,
What's
Mm,
happening?
mm.
Solar systems, solar panels,
Solar
solar.
panels say that the standard life cycle it's about 20 to 25 years.
Wow, imagine. Jeez. Oh, that 20 to 25 years. 20, 25 years. So the investment is worth it.
Yeah.
Even if it pays off in 2 years, say that is okay, 2 years. Well, even if it is 2 years, you, every house must have a solar panel system now, and that is not the case. So you continue consuming and consuming and consuming gas, and consequently, the extraction of that gas is expensive and is polluting. It pollutes.
Mhm.
So that is a problem, right? So people need to be saving, maybe not for a car, but for a solar panel system as a priority. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's an investment that obviously I know that not all people can do it, but if all people purchase per month one gas tank, I think that it's something that if they save a little bit of money, it's possible.
Well, people buy and sell money for cell telephones, for cell phones, for yeah. Honestly, I mean, you see people who actually are not very buoyant. They say, "Well, I'm going to buy my cell phone." That's their priority. Yes or not?
Yeah, I remember the no, it was this year. I went to the school that my dad working in that time,
Yeah.
and the people there we know that probably they are not the wealthier people, but
Yes.
they got better cell phone than mine. It really was like,
Right.
oh my god, how it is possible? But
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's something bad because we
Right.
focus on those type of things and instead of focus on what really matters because in 1 2 years the price of your cell phone's gonna decrease at least the 40 or the almost the 50% of the total value that you paid for that. So
Yeah, that is true. That is true, Mickey. Totally true. What you say is very true. But well, that's how it is.
that's how it is. Yeah.
Well, uh, now one more interesting topic about this is extreme weather events and their impact. What's your opinion about this phenomena? Extreme weather events and their impact. What's your assessment? What's your consideration about this? Your opinion, Mickey?
Well, we have seen so many weather events in the last years, and I think that obviously the impact that caused in a city or in, for example, the last year in Acapulco.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, I think that it is important to analyze because I think that we sometimes like humans we think that we have the control of everything, and with this type of events we can confirm that is not true. That
Yeah,
sometimes just occur, and all the things that you make, all the buildings, all the streets, just in a moment disappear, and a lot of people suffer for that. I think that it's necessary to, in a way,
yeah.
respect our planet in
Uh,
general.
yes. Is there a way for us to prepare against that, or at least, if not avoid them, at least to minimize the impact? Is there a way we can do that, Mickey?
Well, yeah, I think that depending of the weather event, for example, the what happened in Acapulco, I think that
Was
I don't know. I think that one issue that made a lot of problem was that some buildings were so old. I think that that was one problem because Probably they didn't receive the, how can I say it, the maintaining to,
Maintenance?
yeah, the maintenance. Probably if they were more prepared, if they were received the maintenance at that time, probably the the consequence wouldn't be the consequence that that happened. But um, probably giving the preparation to people who lives in those areas. But well, I don't know. It's I think that it's something that just occur, and it's so difficult to control every aspect.
Yeah. Would you be able to, if not control it, at least, well, it's impossible to foresee it, right? How can you foresee that there's going to be a hurricane, a tornado? It's difficult to foresee, right? Uh, but how can you prepare for that?
Mm,
Can you do that? Can you prepare for that? And how?
well, probably giving like how to say, like rehearsals, or like,
That's a good idea.
you know, like for example in the schools.
Rehearsal drills,
Yeah, probably.
some drills. For example, evacuation drills is an important one, right?
Hmm.
Evacuation drills is a very important drill. First aid drills.
Hmm. Yeah,
What else, Mickey? Those are good ideas. What else could work?
probably in the same rehearsal drills, like establish like safe zones. Like, for example, if you are near from this, you can go to this zone, and it is most difficult that is gonna affect you in this part or something like that. Like establish those zones.
That's extremely important. Very, very important. Establish safe zones. Okay, good ideas. We need to implement that. Well, that's about it in climate change. Let's talk a little bit about, thank you very much, Mickey. Let's talk about technology and something which is very, very current: artificial intelligence and machine learning. Machine learning. Are machines really learning? Which machines are learning? And how are they learning? How do they make decisions for us? And also, the consequence of that is, as a result of machines, learning machines, are humans becoming lazy or even useless, which is horrible word. So are humans becoming lazy, or even, I hate to use the word, but just for to put some spice.
Yeah, yeah. Useless.
It's maybe too extreme a word, but just for the sake of discussion.
But I think that it's true, to be honest. Uh, uh, I'll be honest with you. In my master's degree, I don't need to. For example, if I have a homework to deliver, I, I don't need to search so many things. I just use the artificial intelligence, and it gives me the homework complete. And I'm not telling you that it's something good, because at the end I think that um mm, in a way, like, I'm stopping like the analysis that I give in the moment that I'm searching from whatever. In this case, as I mentioned, in a homework. But if you ask to ChatGPT or to Bing AI or to all those uh, platforms, they give you the what you asked, and in a way you became a little bit lazy, I think so, because they do all the work for you.
You mentioned the second platform is Pink AI.
No, Bing.
Bing.
Yeah.
Bing. Oh, okay. Bing is the Chinese one, I think, right or not?
No, Bing is from Windows.
From Windows. Oh, okay. All right.
Bing. Yeah, I think that it's the searcher of Windows. I don't remember the name, but it's the name of the AI is Bing AI, and
Oh,
it gives you some features that ChatGPT don't. For
for
example,
example,
if you give I had a problem with Amazon the last week because I was selling a product. It's called Citracal and it's calcium plus vitamin D, something like that. And
okay.
Amazon told me that I was selling a restricted product because it includes ginkgo biloba, and I think that ginkgo biloba is a plant. And I was so confused because if I have so many reports of that type, they can suspend my account. So I sent the ingredients, the page of the like a picture of the ingredients of the product, and I told to Bing AI that analyze if it includes ginkgo biloba or any type of variant of the same plant, because according to the coffee priest, I think that um, it's like forbidden here in Mexico to sell products
Wow,
including ginkgo biloba.
that's incredibly interesting. Incredibly interesting. And what did
Yeah,
he do?
and I sent the picture of the ingredients, in the in the back part of the product, and analyze all the image, and he tells me that no, the product doesn't include ginkgo biloba. So I sent that information to Amazon, and they removed the warning that they sent me. So the comparison is that they can analyze pictures. So if you ask for a picture about, I don't know, mm, I want a picture of a sneaker with design, with Chinese design, or with yeah, with the Chinese culture design, or with Godzilla,
Yes.
whatever, they can create the image according to the words that you're saying to them. So
Is that true? Wow, that's absolutely unbelievable. That's amazing.
yeah, actually the last no in October, yeah, I think that it was in October or beginnings of November. In the Instituto Irapuato, they did like some different conferences about artificial intelligence, and they did like a presentation. For example, they used the picture of the how to say rector
Dean,
dean hmm?
Dean,
Of the dean of the instituto, and they cried what the it's like it was like a person but with the face of the dean, and they just write what he's gonna say, and with the voice of the dean just record their voice, and with the little record they can do that the machine um, says the
a
rest of the phrase.
dialogue or a conversation,
Yeah,
speech. They
like
can create a speech.
mhm. And they
Genius.
do in that way, and it was so funny. They use the face of Elon Musk too. What was the other? Bill Gates, I think so. And they just can, like record a little conversation of them and just replicate it to do and to say whatever they want. It's something good, but at the end, if you ask, that could be something back too, because it could make a lot of fake news and a lot of um, bad information. When you have the control of your voice and
Misleading
not of your
information.
face.
That's scary. That's really scary. I recently yesterday. Now
Mhm.
that you mentioned this, Mickey, yesterday I saw a speech, a video, a short video of the president of Mexico,
Mhm.
and he was saying something like, "Now you can invest this," and there was Lopez Doriga introducing him, saying, "Well, this is a danger because look what the president said," and then he starts making a promotion for a financial company of I don't know which company, but you need to invest in this company.
It was an advertisement on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see it? Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was so. When I saw it the first time, I remember that I was like, "Oh my god, how is it possible that he is promoting that?" But then I realized that it was,
Promoting.
yeah,
Yeah,
artificial
it was
intelligence.
fake, right?
Yeah, it
It
was
was
fake.
artificial. That's what I thought. That was thought, but it was
Yeah,
very
it
well
was
done.
something like to invest in
Yeah,
petrol or something like that. I don't remember,
yeah,
but
exactly.
yeah.
Some commodities. Yes, yes, exactly.
Uh-huh. But wow, that's one of the issues that artificial intelligence. Well, the bad use of artificial intelligence. I don't think that that's the main purpose that the people who created that, but the bad use
Right.
of those can make.
But
Uh-huh.
yeah, but now that's a real a serious problem because that represents a serious threat because now what can happen? Well, anyone can forge your identity,
Hmm.
right? I'm gonna record a hey Mickey, hello, good morning. Say hello, I'm very happy about. Well, you can anyone can take any video now, right? You can take a video of Vladimir Putin and make him say, for example, let's say Dobry dzień, good morning. And then he switches to English and says, come to top class because you're going to find very smart people. You're going to see Mickey, you're going to see Pablo, you're going to see. I recommend you come to. Well, I could do that, right?
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's trivial. Maybe it's not totally honest, but it doesn't hurt anyone. But what about other people that says, I took a video of this guy making fraud, and maybe it was not him. Maybe it's a fake
Hmm.
person, right? So making bad deals, and you say, how can that be? So it's really, really dangerous.
Yeah. For example, I remember now that you're saying that. Um, do you remember the problems that were in Hollywood? For the use of artificial intelligence, that the writers were exposing that they were annoyed because some movies, some, how do I say, um, distribute
Seems
like
distributions,
Universal, Warner Brothers. What's the name of those?
the forecast, no, the broadcast companies,
The broadcast
broadcast.
companies, yeah, wants to include artificial intelligence to create the dialogues or the stories, and in that moment it was viral that, for example, I don't know if you know that Bruce Willis, it's supposed that now he has like a type of Alzheimer or something like that, and what
Uh-huh.
he does is that uh, their image now is protected by copyright because um some of the how do I say, some of the plans of those companies, of those broadcasting companies, was that, for example, if you record, I don't know, let's imagine that we hire Bruce Willis for 10 minutes, but if you have their image, you can replay with artificial intelligence to the rest of the movie. So you're gonna pay less to those, to that people, and what he does is he protect their image for the same reason, because some companies wants to do that, to just, for example, do you have Tom Cruise 10 minutes, but well, you with artificial intelligence you can put in the rest of the movie, and was one
Gee,
of the problems that were in Hollywood too, in like, like 2 or 3 months ago. Do you remember that people were criticizing Hollywood for that, and that cinema was in their worst moment, and all the consequences that it has to the
wow,
entertainment.
gee, that has severe and extreme consequences, Mickey. I think
Yeah.
that's something extremely important to address, discuss, and make agreements, commitments.
Hmm. Yeah, because with artificial
Wow.
intelligence, it's so easy to just. It is not necessary to hire Tom Cruise for 2 hours movie, just 10 minutes, and the rest you can do with a double person and just putting their face. So yeah, it's something to analyze and to establish boundaries. Can you listen me, teacher? I think that I lost. Oh no, probably you lost connection, teacher. Hi, teacher. I cannot hear you.
Now can you hear me? Can you hear me now, Mickey?
Now I can. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, don't
Yes.
worry.
I cannot hear you very well, but well. This is an interesting topic. Can you hear me? Yes. Yes. Um, well, we need to continue with this conversation maybe tomorrow. How's your plan tomorrow?
Yes, sure. At what time?
Cannot,
Mm,
I cannot hear you. What time? Maybe 9. We confirm the time in the night. Maybe we'll confirm the time later. Okay. Take care, Mickey. Goodbye. See you. Say hello to the family.
sure.
Bye bye.
Bye.